Okay, now we're going to go on to page 133 of your skills practice book. Okay, so on page 133 of your skills practice book, we're going to look at question number 6. Jamal purchases a bowling pass for $12. He pays $3.50 per game. He keeps track of the cost in dollars after G games. So let me go backwards and see what the instructions say to do on these problems. We're going to create a graph of the data in each given table. Write an equation to represent the linear relationship. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to create a graph and write an equation. Okay, so what is our y-intercept and what is our slope? Let's look at the wording of the problem. He pays $3.50 per game. And then he purchased a bowling pass for $12. So hopefully by now you're seeing the pattern. We've got a y equals mx plus b equation. So y is equal to the slope, $3.50. And then how much did he pay for the bowling pass? $12. So there's our equation. We've already done that part. We wrote an equation. Y equals 350x plus 12. Okay, so now he played 2 games and spent $19. So now all we have to do is we're going to say our x and our y are independent and our dependent variables. And then let's make our graph. So our x is going to be the number of games, and our y is going to be total. So we're going from $19 to $47. And we're going from 2 games to 10 games. So let's see. Let's do like 0, 2, 4, 6. Well, let's erase. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So since we're going all the way up to 10, we can count by ones on our x-axis. So what about our y-axis? What do you want to count by? When you're starting with $19 and you're going to go up to 47, let's try fives and see if that works. So we're going to do 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So that looks good to me. Let's leave that there. So we want to graph 2, 19. So 19 would be right here underneath the 20, but 2 on the X. So we're going to go right about here. And then 4 up to 26. So right above 25. 6 and 33. Right about there. 8 and 40. Right there. And 10 and 47. Right about there. Now, where did we start? When we played 0 games, how much money was spent? 0 games. He had paid $12. So we know it's going to cross at 0.12 because before he even played any games, he had paid $12. And if we put a 0.12 right there, that's right in line with where our line is, isn't it? So we can connect the dots and make it look nice. And there we have our line. There we have our equation right here. We have our table right here. So we created a graph, we wrote the equation. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. I'm going to be moving on to the next one. So the next thing I want to do, let's go on over to page 138. Okay, page 138. So this says analyze each table of values, calculate the rate of change between the points listed in the table, and determine if the table represents a proportional relationship. Okay, let's see. Proportional means it says proportional right there. So is it a proportional relationship? Well, if it's proportional, it has to go through the origin, 0, 0. So let's use Desmos to figure this out. First, let's do by hand, and then I'll show you on Desmos. So we would want to go y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So 70 minus 34 divided by 20 minus 8. Okay, 70 minus 34 is 36. 20 minus 8 is 12. So what is 36 divided by 12? 3. So let's do another one. 106 minus 70 over 32 minus 20. So 106 minus 70 is 36. 32 minus 20 is 12. So once again, we have 3. Okay, so let's say our slope is 3. Remember, rate of change is another way of saying slope. So if our slope is 3, how do we know if this is a proportional relationship? Well, let's go over to Desmos. So if I go over to Desmos, I'm going to make a table and I'm going to just put this table in 8 and 34, 20 and 70, 32 and 106. Sorry, I'm trying to get that to go backwards. Okay, 32 and 1, 6, 44 and 142, 60 and 190. Go backwards, 190. All right, let's graph it. Press this um right there. I can show you. Does it look like it goes through 0? No, it doesn't. And look at your equation, y equals 3x plus 10. We got that slope of 3 and the y-intercept is 10. So if it's not 0, 0, then it is not proportional. So this one is going to be not proportional.